We start with Martin Luther King Day. Much respect for that. What's up, everyone? Brett Mix here for the Mixer Madness. What better way to spend your next 20 minutes? No ads because we're a new channel. No advertisements to sit through because I got none. Just a fairly quick rundown of what happened on Raw with some analysis sprinkled here and there. So settle in for the Raw review. Don't forget to hit like if you enjoyed this, and definitely hit subscribe. This Raw tonight took place January 15th, 2024 from Little Rock, Arkansas, and the Rumble is just 12 days away. After the opening segment showed, we got some good candidates this year, which is what you want to do before the Rumble. Nobody in history has ever won the Royal Rumble without saying beforehand they're going to win. What I mean by that is you'll never see a Royal Rumble winner that didn't say in the weeks previous that he was going to win. Even when Drew McIntyre shockingly won that Rumble because he wasn't being pushed well at the time. So when Drew shockingly won, he still said the Raw before, I'm going to finally win the Rumble. That's a bad impression, but that's what he said. So it's good that they're getting other candidates like Shinsuke Nakamura, Gunther. We'll go over it. We start out with a shot of Rollins with his kid walking through the concourse of the building of the Simmons Bank Arena in Little Rock, Arkansas. Of course we do. I said in my preview that there's something that bothers me about Rollins. I don't know exactly what it is. It's as if he thinks this is his home, and that's why his kid's there. I mean, I know it's Becky's kids too, but he even said this is my home in his work shoot that was more of a shoot than a work. The fact is, that child is probably like the godchild backstage, and no harm on the kid, obviously. I'm sure she'll be a future wrestler and champion. Show begins with Cody Rhodes. His music hits the American Nightmare, and he comes out. And of course, what do you want to talk about? I just don't. I'm not really big on that line. I mean, he brings up the Colin Ray song about Little Rock. I think I'm on a roll here in Little Rock. Okay, I won't do that ever again. I think that bombed. Yeah, sorry about that. I wish I could take 20 seconds back. I could clip it, but whatever. I like making a fool out of myself. It's half of the fun, right? But you know what's interesting about that line? Cody Rhodes referenced it because his wife likes the song by Colin Ray. Colin Ray was interviewed at Royal Rumble 1987, and he sang that song. And he sang it in the crowd with Todd Pettengill interviewing him. He said, I think I'm on a roll here in San Antonio, because that's where the Rumble of 97 took place. So it's kind of interesting that they're building for the Royal Rumble this time, and some 27 years later, and they're referencing the Little Rock song. Just a little tidbit. I remember weird shit like that. Cody Rhodes talks about the thing he came back for, to finish his story, with the Rumble right around the corner. And, McIntyre's music hits. Drew has to tell how he feels, apparently. Always. Drew brings up good points. But can this guy pick a fucking side already? Is he heel or is he face? Jesus Christ. Drew says you are going to finish your story after he brings up the past and being proud of him. But he said he's not going to win. McIntyre talks about stepping up. McIntyre seems to think he's allowed second chances. But then when it comes to CM Punk, no second chance for CM Punk. McIntyre keeps whining about how Punk is nothing and how he is. Wait a minute. So Drew McIntyre, you're the only person that's allowed to remake yourself? CM Punk's not allowed to change? I guess not. That's why there's holes in whatever he says with Sami Zayn, whatever he says in his promos here with Cody. There's a lot of holes in Drew's logic. He has some good points and he has some good lines, but he doesn't know what his character is, and he usually has holes in his statements. These two say a lot of things to each other. It was a good promo, full of good stuff. Cody talked about how grateful he is, and he is not putting on an act when he's smiling. It's because he's grateful for the fans. His promo had the same theme that Drew's promo with Sami Zayn had. Drew just does that laugh smirk after everyone owns him on the mic each week. Whether it's Zayn, Punk, Cody, McIntyre said he was this damn business in the promo. It reminded me of when Triple H said, I am the game, for the first time. Backstage, R-Truth is selling merchandise for the Judgment Day. And this is just great. It's an idea I can't believe hasn't jumped the shark yet. Priest says R-Truth is selling the merchandise. He says Dom and Nick are two different people. He can't find them. He said, I tried looking up Nick on Facebook. I can't find him. That's hilarious. I'm sorry. Just splitting the name Dominic and thinking there's two people because it sounds like Dom and Nick. Dominic. I can't believe the WWE comedy is not... It's not real comedy, but this comedy is great. And R-Truth is gold, and they just keep hitting it. I hope they continue this. I can't find Nick on Facebook. That line just, yeah. And then the winking thing, it was just great because R-Truth's face just looks so goofy when he does that. He just has such a goofy smile on his face. Yeah, so WWE usually doesn't hit on all cylinders when it comes to comedy, but they did here. DIY versus Dirty Dom and JD McDonough. I mentioned in my preview that this is likely going to be a DIY win. Well, I didn't say likely. I said, of course it will. And it was. But if they want to make the Judgment Day more badass, they've got to have Dom and JD McDonough at least win some of the time. Because even if you're 50-50 booked, that still puts you in irrelevancy because it doesn't make you a star. So these guys aren't even 50-50 booked. They're booked like complete jobbers, and it's a joke. They're supposed to be a part of the faction that runs Raw. To have them win sometimes, even 10%, 20%, something, they're not having him win ever. And I'm not the biggest fan of either guy. It's just I want to see a group like I want to see a powerful group. And the Judgment Day has the potential to be that, but when you book 30% of their roster into if you even include R-Truth, 30%, 35% maybe, a third of the group, you're making it impossible for you to take them seriously when they say they run Raw. So match 1 begins here. Johnny Wrestling chants. They've completely blocked out. You can't see the crowd due to the empty seats from the storm. JD McDonough wants to test the power at the takedown of the wrist. They usually do this 2 minutes into the match with a commercial as DIY takes them to the outside. They do the commercial. JD McDonough carried him to the top rope. All of a sudden, Dirty Dom, that is. All of a sudden, a top rope maneuver, a good tandem offense, cutting off their half of the ring, making frequent tags. Ciampa then gets a hot tag and puts McDonough away in the corner, or the gut buster, and then a drop kick. Dom and JD McDonough up high for a suplex. Ciampa with a big bloated tags in DIYs Gargano, and he goes nuts on both heels with rights and lefts. JD McDonough turns Ciampa inside out, and then a moonsault as Gargano hits the throat kick. Dom comes in and drop kicks Gargano. Now the 619, but it's caught in the midair. JD McDonough rolls up Ciampa and he kicked out. Ciampa with a huge DDT to McDonough with a spike. Now DIY set up JD McDonough in the middle, and they catch them from both corners into the middle, and they get the win at 16:45. Again, proving myself right with JD McDonough being a jobber. This match was pretty decent because DIY are like that. McDonough did a good job in the match too. A lot of spots rather than storytelling and selling. It was just more of a spot fest, but it was still good. 2 stars and 3/4 I gave it. Piper Niven and Chelsea Green took on Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. So 2 tag matches to kick off Raw. 1 for the male, 1 for the females. Green with an uppercut to Indy Hartwell, who scooped a leg and then let Chelsea hit face first on the apron. Piper Niven comes in and ducks a clothesline, then gets a headbutt herself, chest first into the turnbuckle by the powerful Niven. Piper up high misses a Vader bomb and chants that Carter had to take Carter on for the tag champs. They watched on the backstage. I remember she says a lot of the old small TV box monitors went backstage during the Monday Night Wars, but I'm reviewing those small TV box monitors. Now they have like these HD flat screens where the champions can watch the monitor in every room. I'm sure it's not in every room, but it's in where they film it. And it used to be just like these 10-inch TV monitors. Green breaks up a near fall by Indy Hartwell. Piper with a spine buster and spin off the crossbody. Chelsea Green then went for unprettier to Ray off the second rope. An assisted moonsault for the victory out of nowhere. Confusing predicament. Not sure who the legal winner was, so I gave it a 1.5 stars. It was going the 2 and 2.5 star category, but the ending was really weird. Cole didn't know what to make of it. Gunther is here next. His first appearance in 3 weeks. Had me wondering in the Raw preview if he's going to have an IC title match at the Rumble. And I have Shaq's video packages shown for the Rumble. Why does she get so much time and attention? I have no idea. Priest is telling JD his name's on the shirt so he doesn't get a cut, which is great since he lost the match to determine if he was in Judgment Day. So since he's not on the shirt for R-Truth, he doesn't get his money. And the look on JD's face is legit pissed off. It's great. Gunther comes out and says he's got a pretty good ovation, and he gets a pretty good ovation, rather. He then makes a joke about Arkansas, and then Gunther says he's one way elimination away from winning the Rumble. Xavier Woods comes out as Kaiser was getting compliments from Gunther. Xavier says, "Are you going to ask your daddy?" A big "Who's your daddy?" chant starts. Xavier Woods takes on Ludwig Kaiser in a impromptu match. I like that Gunther mentioned the Rumble in his promo. If it was me booking the show, I would have Priest talk about the Rumble. I'd have Jey Uso talking about the Rumble. As I said, no one's ever not won the Rumble that said that I'm gonna win the Rumble beforehand. It's never happened. A Royal Rumble winner has always said pre-Rumble that they're going to win. So they gotta make a lot of ladies on the SmackDown brand say that, because the only two I've seen is Bianca Belair and then Becky Lynch. Those are the only two ladies that have said I'm gonna win the Rumble so far. Maybe Nia Jax, but yeah, I believe it was just those two. So this match between Woods and Kaiser, it went around the corner of the ring with the steel steps got involved. I don't know if Xavier Woods spit his lip open, but there was some blood in his mouth. The steel steps Kaiser wanted to do to Xavier Woods what he did to Kofi last week with the steel steps, but Xavier Woods jumped out and did a double drop kick, landing him down. And then he threw the steps at the ring post and he ran off. Bronson Reed had a backstage segment in a black coat, or all dressed in black. And he said, "There's a star in WWE who has the belt, but no more." I'm sure he enjoyed these 10 seconds. Literally 10 seconds. You hear 10 seconds, 15 seconds of fame. This was a 10-second promo where he said, "I'm going to be the champion, not you." Then Tozawa comes out with Maxine to take on Ivar with Valhalla. Ivar was distracted by Maxine a few minutes into the match, and that's when Tozawa gets the upset win on Ivar. Valhalla blasts Maxine for Ivar's loss because Maxine came on the apron. Rated at a quarter of a star. Valhalla punishing Maxine with a headbutt, then a roll-up of doom. It gets everyone, even Ivar. We see that Punk asks Cody what he wants to talk about. What do you want to talk about? I wonder if they're going to leave that Punk off this Raw. If he's not advertised and he didn't start the show, so that's a bad sign right there. He's advertised for next week, though. Ivy Nile says she'll talk to Adam Pearce about what's going on. Rhea Ripley comes to the ring. "This is my brutality." Ripley comes out. "Mommy is always on top," pretty much is what she's trying to say. And then Becky comes out. Think we know where this is going. Becky wants to win the Rumble. She says they throw some wild cards in there. Because right now it's just Bianca and Lynch, as I said. So hopefully they throw some wild cards. Becky comes out and says she needs to point to the sign. Please no. Please never again. There's been way too much pointing to the sign. Think we've had enough of that. She needs to know if she's better. She says, Rhea says, "The only person that wants you to win, Becky, more than you is me." So Rhea's stepping up to the plate there as a fighting champion. And then she says, "I'll see you at WrestleMania." And there's a mic drop. And Cole's like, "Wait a minute, we have a long way to go." Rollins is interviewed by Jackie Redmond backstage, and you can see the error when he speaks, like Redmond pointed out. Mahal has zero chance of winning this main event. I don't know if anyone actually thought he had a chance. But yeah, they didn't build it up well. They had a video package, and which was weak because it was only 1 week of actual build between both of them. God, I do that a lot, don't I? I should stop that. I really don't like it when other people do it, but then I've noticed that I'm doing it a lot. In the Monday Night War reviews that I've been doing, I say the fake razor, so yeah, it's just a habit. Hopefully that can get eliminated. Speaking of getting eliminated, R-Truth teams up with The Miz versus Finn Balor and Damian Priest, and he doesn't want to get eliminated from the stable. R-Truth gets clotheslined, and he clotheslines Balor. It's hilarious how he doesn't want to be hurt. He winks at Priest, and then they keep kicking the shit out of him. Miz looked for a skull-crushing finale, but Balor was too quick. R-Truth with a scissors kick. Priest says what happened to them, what happened to us, and we got rolled up, and then a thrust kick to Balor. Then Priest comes in with a choke slam and finishes R-Truth off. I rated it a star in 3/4. It was just mostly a comedy match. Jinder Mahal is interviewed by Jackie Redmond, and Jinder Mahal is meditating, and Jackie says, "Sorry for bothering you." Then they have Shinsuke talk about the Rumble, and this is what I mean. Make more guys out there talk about the Rumble. Also, so Shinsuke, he says he's going to end this with Cody also when he wants to do it. So he also said that. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark versus Natalya and Tegan Nox. All four ladies have cut some high school grade acting before the match. That was brutal to watch. The sixth match of a Raw so far. Stark kicks out around Nox and threw her into the buckle. Shayna Baszler with a boot down in the corner, and that gets a near fall. Nox down on the mat, and Shayna with an arm wringer. Terrific strategy by the heels, keeping Natalya out of the ring, and then she wanted a tag. Shayna Baszler grounded Nox and then set her up high and spread the legs over both ropes. Nox blocks it that lands a crossbody off the top. She lands the assault, and then she can tag in Natalya, and Natalya comes in with a hot tag, taking down both Stark and Baszler. But Tegan Nox and Natalya set up for the heart attack, and Starks intercepts. Baszler hits the Karafuda clutch. Natalya rolled out of it, but then she slapped it up back on again, and Natalya taps to the Karafuda clutch. This was alright. I rated it 2 stars. Up next, we got Seth Rollins defending the world title against Jinder Mahal. Rollins, at the very least, no matter how I feel about him, is a workhorse. There's no denying he is a fighting champion. Some pretty good back and forth action in this one. In my preview, I said maybe we'd get a cash in. And look who's sitting at ringside, Damian Priest. And Jinder doesn't lose clean since he just came back. I'm thinking that he won't just lose clean. Seth landed wrong and he busted his knee. Well, that's the story anyway. And Priest is at ringside. The knee gave out but went for a pedigree and didn't get all of it. Rollins from up top takes him out. Drew McIntyre then comes out, and Mahal gets a near fall, a near chance there. Mahal smells blood, says Cole. Jinder Mahal almost gets the 3 count there, as Cole says, not like this, not like this. Then a curb stomp after McIntyre does his business. A curb stomp out of nowhere, and Rollins retains the title after Priest was knocked out by McIntyre. So crazy action to end it, but 2 stars and a quarter. But the show ends with just Rollins in the ring with his title. So simplistic. That's not how you captivate people going into the Royal Rumble with just less than 2 weeks to go. They don't. First of all, it's a match that no one believes is going to beat Rollins. Secondly, he just holds his title in the air, and that's how we end it. No interference, no world title match made for the Royal Rumble, no number 1 contender match made for the Royal Rumble. Just Gunther saying, I'm going to win the Rumble, and Seth Rollins winning his world title match. I thought for sure we'd have an IC title or a world title match, and even if we do on the Go Home Raw, that's what, 6 days, 5 days to build? That's way too short. You've had 9 weeks to build to the Royal Rumble, and you're going to wait till the very last week to build a world title or IC title match? Come on, I can't see that happening. So again, this episode of Raw was a 5 out of 10 because it had some decent matches. No Punk every other week is getting annoying. It's not like he'd be overexposed if he did appear. We don't need another Roman situation. I don't like the third hour as much as I like the first two. R-Truth comedy is still gold. I can't believe how they're making it last without jumping the shark. An extra point for WWE adding guys like Shinsuke, Drew, Jay, Gunther to the Royal Rumble I'm going to win pool. I can foresee the TV rating remaining around 1.5 because it got 1.4 last week with the football playoffs on. Anyways, I do my Monday night Raw and Nitro reviews as I'm reliving the war on my channel. Sign up, subscribe, and always stay tuned to my reviews. I'll do a Raw rating review tomorrow or the next day whenever the Raw rating comes up, and then I'll be sure to review SmackDown. But in the meantime, check out my Nitro and Raw reviews. Hit subscribe and like. And I'm Brett Mix, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you for spending 20 minutes with me during this Raw wrap-up. I'm Brett Mix, and I'm out.